What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost. I'm waiting for AEW on TNT review. The All Out from Fallout from September the 8th, 2021. It was one hell of a show, and this show went by fast. I don't know what it was, but this show just sped right through it. I'm sitting here and it's 10:06 as I start this. I cannot believe this show's already over. That's how good this show is. In Cincinnati, congratulations, you showed up as a crowd. Miami, where were you on Monday? Oh, that's right, you watched a shitty product in Monday Night Raw, while the men and women and children of Cincinnati and those who were all in attendance tonight got to see real professional wrestling, good storytelling, good characters, and everything in between. This was a great show. Malachi Black was to take on Dustin Rhodes as the decimation of the Nightmare Factory and the Rhodes family is being destroyed. You also had CM Punk coming out to a loud ovation. You had Powerhouse Hobbs versus Dante Martin. Also MJF committing practically murder on television with how good his fucking promo was tonight. Setting up a match for 2 weeks from tonight at Grand Slam. Ruby Soho makes her AEW in-ring debut on Wednesday night with taking on Jamie Hayter with the Faker and Rebel in her corner. And of course, we had a 6-man tag match. John Silver, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson with 5 and 10, and Colt Cabana versus Sean Spears, FTR with Wardlow and Tully Blanchard. And we hear from the Elite, and my God, was this a fun segment with a tease of a dream match that I know everybody wants to see, and my thoughts on that. And when we should see it, even though they teased it tonight, it should be way off. And in the main event, Jon Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki. No Excalibur tonight. He's getting married. Congratulations to him in a few days. So good congratulations to him. Will we see him next week? Probably not. I mean, you go from wedding to honeymoon, don't you? So we might see him in time for Grand Slam in 2 weeks, but who knows what's going to go on with that. So it was Taz, Tony Schiavone, and Jim Ross on commentary. We started the show off with Dustin Rhodes versus Malachi Black. Of course, Malachi Black has had a target on the Rhodes family and anybody closely associated with the Rhodes, taking out Cody for a couple weeks so you go film the Go Big show. Brock Anderson, Arn Anderson, Lee Johnson, and tonight, Dustin Rhodes. Now, Dustin Rhodes and Malachi Black, they had themselves a fight here. It wasn't an easy win for Malachi. Actually, he had to resort to chicanery because while Dustin Rhodes was on the outside he was laid out by Malachi, the refs checking on him. Malachi sneakily took the top turnbuckle off of one of the corners to use later in the match. And there's a WWE where if you use it, you open it, or you set up the spot, you're going to be the one going through it. No, this actually led to the finish of the match. Black goes under the ring and brings out Cody's boot. The boot that Cody Rhodes left when it looked like he was done, like he was just retiring. And he throws the boot at Dustin, and he smiles. He tells him he's trying to piss him off. Dustin gets back up, throws some strikes in the midsection, hits a code red, pin, 2 count. Dustin tries for a bulldog no. Black with a sweep kick, sending Dustin face first into the exposed turnbuckle. Black Max does not hit correctly. It hits him actually in the shoulder. Dustin goes down. 1, 2, 3. Malachi Black pins Dustin Rhodes. And yeah, it was announced later in the show, 2 weeks from now at the Grand Slam, it will be Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes 2. I'm telling you right now, Malachi Black, Cody Rhodes 2 needs to go about the same way Malachi Black, Cody Rhodes 1 went. Malachi needs to win. I don't want none of this 50-50 booking bullshit. I don't want none of that. This needs to go the way it needs to go. Malachi should not be losing for any reason whatsoever. And not to Cody Rhodes. Just look at Lance Archer. What has Lance Archer done since he lost to Cody Rhodes in the TNT title finals, and Cody Rhodes became the first TNT champion. Yeah, he got a world title match, but he's been pretty much lost in the shuffle, and now they had this stupid thing with the American Top Team, which is a waste of fucking time when you could be... Like, we had a segment for a moment with Dan Lambert crying, complaining, yelling, and everything, and I'm thinking to myself, why is this on my TV? You could take this time here, get rid of this, cut this out, and give more to the main event. And then by the time the main event was over, it felt like the Dan Lambert section could have been taken out, like I said, and you could have given us more for Jon Moxley and Minoru Suzuki. Lucha Bros shot the new tag team titles after beating the Young Bucks at All Out. Hector says the titles cost them blood, sweat, and tears. Anyone who's willing to suffer can try and take them away from us. Eddie Kingston talks about his all-out match against Miro. He says they went at it like two men at first, but then Miro had to use a low blow to help him get the victory. And Miro mentions his bride and says he will offer up Kingston's broken bones to his god. Clearly, this is not over between Miro and Eddie Kingston. We do still have a week between now and Arthur Ashe. It could fully be that Arthur Ashe will be Kingston versus Miro 2, and Kingston actually wins this time. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Then we had CM Punk. Now, I do not have the clip. I should be looking for the clip, but I don't think anyone's going to have the said clip completely on here. Basically, he said the first... He shouted out Cincinnati because they were in Cincinnati. And then pretty much said the first person he texted when he was done on Sunday was his wife, April. Kiss to the camera. I'm sure AJ will see that. And basically she asked him, what's next? He doesn't know what's next. Maybe I should leave it up to you guys, up to the fans. Of course, Taz is on commentary, is not happy with all this CM Punk love fest, as he called it, and said, he was pretty much like, don't you dare mention a member of Team Taz. Keep Team Taz out of your mouth. And CM Punk was like, dude, no one said Team Taz. And he pretty much ended the promo by saying, give me Starks, give me Hook, give me Willie Hobbs. You four, and this was the best part of the promo, beat me if you can, survive if I let you. And if anybody doesn't know what that is, that's him telling Taz, giving Taz a taste of his own medicine, because that was Taz's shtick back in the day. So that is we're going to see what happens with that. Starks versus CM Punk, give me that on TV. At Arthur Ashe, that would be awesome. So, yeah, definitely would love to see CM Punk versus Ricky Starks. But before that, of course, it seems like Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, not Powerhouse Hobbs, but Brian Cage, still have a beef going on. So that was pretty much it. Oh yeah, CM Punk did mention Linda, which was Brian Pillman Jr.'s aunt, and he mentioned Dark Side of the Ring and all that stuff, and how she was an angel. So she was in front row with Brian Pillman's sister, Junior's sister, Brian Pillman's daughter. So yeah, cool. He also did shout out Ruby Soho. He shouted out Ruby Soho, like, Ruby Soho! Adam Cole. Like, he was like, shouted out Ruby Soho and then said Adam Cole. Bryan Danielson. Yeah, gonna be some great stuff. We all expect Bryan Danielson versus CM Punk somewhere down the line. It's inevitable. They're both in the same company. You're not going to keep them away for very long. So Santana and Ortiz are ready to shift their focus on the rest of the tag team after saying they beat FTR and they moved on from them, and they're ready to climb the ladder. Ortiz, of course, yells, "We're the best" multiple times. I'm sure FTR doesn't feel like that's it between them. They didn't have a rebuttal, which was interesting. I know they had a match tonight, but I figured next week we'll have a rebuttal between FTR and Santana and Ortiz telling us that that's not over and they're going to have a third match since they're 1-1. Ruby Soho talks to Tony Schiavone for a second. She's offering an open challenge tonight because she doesn't want anyone to think she got lucky at all out. Here comes the champ. Baker shows up with her girls and wonders why we're spending airtime on the flavor of the week. Soho tells Tony she and Baker go back a long time. She actually helped break Baker into the inn. She tells Baker this is now on her block. Tells her once we get through her, she's going to be going back to catering, which she's been for the last 4 years. Ruby Soho, that is. They head out. Soho tells Tony, I know she's your girl, but I'm going to whoop her ass. We'll get to the Tony Schiavone in his friendship, quote unquote, with her later on, because Adam Cole, man, oh Adam Cole. Powerhouse Hobbs versus Dante Martin. This was a pretty good match here. Dante Martin is definitely a hell of a... Dante Martin, like, I don't know when Darius is coming back. He was here for a match. He was in the corner of his brother for one match a couple weeks ago, and then just disappeared. I don't know why he only came back for one match and then just disappeared. But Dante Martin, honestly, is definitely going to be a big stay in AEW for the foreseeable future. Also, speaking of Dante Martin, he took on a guy a couple weeks ago on Dark Elevation named Lee Moriarty. And as of tonight, Lee Moriarty is now all elite as he signed with AEW and was offered a contract after his match during the Dark Elevation tapings tonight before the show went on the air. So Martin just showing off his leaping ability, fans oohing and awing everything that this guy does. But in the end, he could not outpower Powerhouse Hobbs, and Powerhouse Hobbs gets the win with a beautiful spine buster. He's got a nasty looking spine buster, but Dante Martin couldn't get the job done, and Powerhouse Hobbs gets the win. Now, usually this would be the time that you would have Team Taz beat up the guy who just lost, but no, they didn't do any of that. Then comes the waste of time segment where Dan Lambert whines, complains, bitches, and moans, and I really don't give a shit. You just look at this, and you have Dan Lambert there, Scorpio Sky on one side, Ethan Page on the other side. And I'm like, man, about 2 years ago, we had AEW getting ready to start on TV. Towards the end, at the very beginning, we had SCU, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, Scorpio Sky. We had a tag team title tournament, and Lucha Bros took out Christopher Daniels, so AEW could build up a new young guy in Scorpio Sky. And Scorpio Sky and Kazarian won and became the first ever tag team champions. Scorpio Sky looked like he was going to be made for bigger things than AEW. After they lost the tag team titles, and a couple weeks after that, they split him off and they made the excuse that Kaz and Daniels were going to be the tag team while he was going to focus on singles action. And then he just started to fall and fall and fall to the point where it's like, why do we even care? And it just feels like Scorpio Sky is just an afterthought, really. Then he teams up with Ethan Page. So you took the guy out of the tag team to put him in a tag team. Made sense to me, says nobody. But then it's meh. I just don't even know why these guys are together. Why they need to bring Dan Lambert in. I will say it more than anybody that it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't give a shit about Dan Lambert. I don't give a shit about anything that they do with this group. The men of the year are afterthoughts. They're never going to do anything in this company anytime soon. So, again, he bitch moans, whines, and complains, and it's just like it's the old man sitting there going, "Get on my lawn! Get on my lawn!" That's all it is, and I don't care. Nobody should fucking care about this. And then after that, Matt Hardy says he's sick of Orange Cassidy running his fingers through his hair and he's going to shave Cassidy's hair because Cassidy is saying, and Matt Hardy says he wants to cut my hair. Whatever. So apparently this feud fucking die already. We've seen it enough. You've lost multiple times against this guy. Just end it already. I am sick to death of Matt Hardy in the HFO versus Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. You've drug it out long enough. I don't need to see it anymore. Did you see it? No, not at all. Then we come out with MJF. I really want this promo to be played because this was awesome. Fucking MJF is a gem. MJF is a guy who is going to he said it before, he's going to be the face of this business for the next 25 years, and every single time he puts a mic in front of his face, he proves it. He just find this somewhere because my God, this was great. Let me see one here. Oh, let me see something here. Alright, it's time to hear from MJF because I can't do this promo justice. This is fantastic.
Let me explain something to you pot-bellied pigs. Prior to Sunday, I beat that stumbling schmuck, Chris Jericho, 3 times. And that Sunday, I beat him a 4th, and I beat him clean, smack dab in the middle of the ring. But after the bell was rung and my music was hit, the match was restarted due to extreme bias against me. Oh, and there's bias against me because everybody in the back wants to be me. But I wouldn't expect a bunch of people to understand what I'm saying since you are all from Cincinnati. Now I'm fully aware.
Cincinnati. MJF is fucking gold. Just saying. This gets much better.
All you people are gonna go on Twitter in all caps. Oh, cheap heat, MJF, it's not fair. Cheap heat. Let me make something crystal clear to all you marks. I mean every single word that comes out of my mouth when I say that Cincinnati, Ohio is the biggest dumpster fire in the world.
That's a fair point. Oh, come on, Taz. It's one of the great wrestling cities.
It's called the Midwest because every single thing in it is mid. Skyline Chili. Mid. Your Cincinnati Reds who haven't won a World Series since 1990. Mid.
The Reds suck.
And every single person who lives here is mid. Oh, you got a problem with me, Cincinnati? Well, how about you do something about it? How about you jump the guardrail so I can beat the crap out of everybody in this podunk town?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's right, you won't, because you're all cowards. And look at what we got here in the front row, huh? Linda, don't you dare make eye contact with me, honey. I'll knock your teeth down your throat.
Oh, he's gone too far.
looking at you, 16 and pregnant.
Oh my God.
Let me guess, your daddy the father of that child? Oh, I'm sorry, Roseanne, you got something to say? Should I come over to her? Okay.
Security needs to stop this.
What you got for me, preggers?
I'll have you know that I'm Cincinnati's own Bryan Pillman, the loose cannon's daughter.
Well, that certainly would explain your vile looks, so...
Gotta put a pause on the sound because it's Bryan Pillman music and I don't want to copyright claim. But man, what a fucking promo, man. What a promo. It gets good with Wardlow and MJF. This is going to get very interesting.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman, or should I say Maxwell Jerkoff Friedman? Shut your mouth! I hear you're out here talking trash about my hometown and worst of all, my family. Now, Max, we all know you had a really good silver spoon upbringing. And you probably think that where you're from is the greatest place on earth. But I'm here to tell you that where I'm from is a city that breeds badasses. Badasses like Bryan Pillman. Badasses like Jon Moxley. MJF, you may be from luxurious Long Island, but I'm Bryan Pillman Jr. I'm from the streets of Cincinnati. Welcome to the jungle!
Well, we have beautiful beaches on Long Island. I just wanted to point that out. Come on now. Again, this is one of the great cities in America. I've been here many times. JR, you've had great wrestling fans.
You know what? No. Let me get this straight, Junior. You thought it was a good idea to go toe-to-toe on the microphone with MJF? Logical. You know, Pillman, it's a real shame that your drug-addicted mother, Methany... Whoa. I meant to say Melanie. Hey. It's a real shame that she could have birthed around, I don't know, 500 different second-generation wrestlers. But unfortunately for me, she forgot to do to you what she did to all the other prospects, and that, my friend, is swallow! Hold on, Wardlow! I'm sorry, buddy, are you gonna help me just like you did this past Sunday? How about you do me a solid, go stand in the corner and look pretty?
Oh, boy. Edgy as hell, this kid.
Pillman, let me make something perfectly clear. If you do not get out of my ring right now, I am going to do to you what your mother should have done 28 years ago. I am going to abort.
Okay, so like Pillman beats the fuck out of him. Wardlow actually keeps his back to MJF for the first minute or so of the fight, and then Wardlow gets Pillman ducks Wardlow. Wardlow again takes forever to come over and help MJF. So they're definitely teasing once again Wardlow eventually turning on MJF and beating the shit out of him, which everybody's been looking for a while. Griff Garrison comes out, eats a lariat. So MJF wants him up. He has the ring on. Nice little shot to the face with the ring, and that is that. They're getting MJF pissed off that he even had to do any of this. Gets ready to kill Griff Garrison. Bryan Pillman Jr. of course stops that. They leave, and that's the end of the segment. Beautiful segment right there. Just great shit. So MJF moving on from Chris Jericho. Again, him losing in the fashion that he did, if it was just a straight-up loss, no chicaneries or anything, I would have a little bit of a problem. But the fact that he lost by controversial means, it doesn't hurt him as much, and it keeps Jericho from having to retire when he's not ready to. Like, if Jericho was ready to call it a career, that would have been the perfect time to make MJF a household name for years to come, because he would have been the guy who ended Chris Jericho's career. And that could eventually be the deal when Chris Jericho's ready to call it a career. Ruby Soho versus Jamie Hayter. This match was, of course, Ruby Soho's in-ring debut on Wednesday night. She'll be taking on the women's champion in the future. I'm probably still thinking Arthur Ashe. There hasn't been any confirmation to when that match is going to happen, actually. So I'm just saying Arthur Ashe makes the most sense. But this match, it wasn't the prettiest debut for Ruby Soho. There were some rough spots here and there. They try to go for a poison rana, but they get mixed up, and Soho just switches into a modified facebuster. Hayter gets some moves in, lifts Soto, backbreaker across the knee, sliding elbow pin, 2 count. Soho gets the with the what they call the riot kick back in WWE for the 1-2-3 post match. Rebel and them come in, they fight and attack her. Riho comes down for whatever reason, gets destroyed. Out comes Chris Statlander with a chair to even the odds, and they go. Then the heels run away, and the baby faces all help each other up. Brian Cage asked Ricky Starks if he could have if he's sick and tired of this. He wants Starks to cut the crap. One-on-one match. Starks says Cage is going to find out why they call him the absolute Ricky Starks. Backstage interview with the Dark Order, the group begins arguing. Anna Jay comes in with Tay Conti, and she says, "I've had enough of this. We're a family. You need to act like it. You guys need to figure it out, and we need to stop." Stu Grayson goes to say something. She's like, "Stu, I don't want to deal with this," and walks out. So Anna Jay trying to be the leader of the Dark Order. I don't know where this is going to go, but obviously the fans are not happy. If you watch Dark, I believe it was last night, Evil Uno took on 5, and the fans the entire time were chanting, "Please don't fight, please don't fight." So the fans are not happy with this turn of events of the Dark Order. Who knows what's going to happen with that? John Silver, Uno, and Stu Grayson took on Sean Spears and FTR. And the thing of this match is that Evil Uno, neither one of the, Dark Order was not on the same page the entire time. Silver would be in, he's like fighting, he gets over to his corner, he's like, "I really don't want to tag the man," but he tags one in, and it was just back and forth like that. John Silver ducks a attack by, I believe it was Sean Spears. Evil Uno was on the apron, and John Silver runs into Evil Uno and basically gets fucking killed at the end, and FTR and Spears win with the Death Valley Driver thanks to the assist. After the match, the Pinnacle leave. Uno gets in Silver's face and yells at him. Silver shoves him down, Grayson with a kick to the head, and the other guys start fighting. Tay Conti and Energy both come down the ramp looking on. The group continues and to yell at each other. So, I don't know where this is going. Maybe we'll have... And I was watching Dark last night. They had that one-on-one match in the Dark Order, and fucking Excalibur had the gall to say the Dark Order and the Dark Order Wolfpack. What the fuck? We're not doing that. The NWO Wolfpack was cool in name and cool in, secondary logo, but it hurt the whole NWO thing completely. You had just too much, and it ended up becoming all mixed together, and it was all terrible. Let's not make the Dark Order into an NWO Wolfpack type thing. No, thank you. Video package hyping Anna Jay and Tay Conti versus the Bunny and Penelope before. Also, Jade Cargill learned the Women's Cena Battle Royal to not trust anyone. Thunder Rosa says she is heartbroken at coming so close to winning it all out, but she won't stop fighting. Tony Schiavone's backstage with Tully Blanchard, who calls out Sting and Darby Allin for some reason. He wants Sean Spears versus Darby Allin on next week's show, and says there will be a time when it's he and Sting one-on-one. And I'm like, How about now? I don't want to see. If he's talking about a one-on-one match between Tully Blanchard and Sting, no thanks. No thanks. So, we go to the backstage, and not Sean Spears, but Brian Pillman is with his partner. His partner's getting checked up. The Acclaim come in, and before that, it was told that at the at the stadium show, Arthur Ashe, it's going to be MJF versus Griff Garrison. Not Griff Garrison, but the other one, Brian Pillman. And on Friday, apparently, it's going to be one-on-one Max Caster versus Brian Pillman Jr. So there's that. And then it is time for the Elite. I'm just going to get to when Adam Cole comes out, because the Elite come out first, and then we got our best friend back. And they bring out Adam Cole. And this is fucking gold. Alright, we're going to play this right here, right now.
Who's ready for story time with Adam Cole, baby? But first of all,
he goes immediately over to Tony Schiavone, looks him dead in the eyes with the most, like, I'm gonna fuck you up face I've ever seen, and says,
now I know that you're really close with Britt Baker. And I swear to God, if you even look at her the wrong way, I will slap those stupid glasses off your face and whoop your ass. Do you understand me? Now, get out of our ring. Now. Now.
that was the best thing. I was hoping that was the first thing he was gonna do. Just go straight to Tony Schiavone and be like, you fuck with my girl, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. I love it.
Rude and unprofessional.
Let's go. Let's go. I got some talking to do. Step down, nerd. Step down, nerd. All Elite Wrestling, the greatest professional wrestling company in the entire world. And do you want to know why that is? It's because of the guys in this ring right now. This very ring, those ropes, that stage, anybody who bought a ticket, that is thanks to the Elite. Because I know that I'm new to AEW, but I've been Elite for a very, very long time. For nearly 14 years, I have main evented, I have won world championships, and I have shown that I am a once-in-a-generation professional wrestler.
No lies detected.
And now I'm with the very best. Because the Young Bucks are the greatest tag team of all time. Kenny Omega is a once-in-a-lifetime professional wrestler, and the AEW World Championship proves that. And of course, now the Elite has Adam Cole, baby. Because you should all be thanking Kenny Omega. You should be thanking the Young Bucks. You should be thanking us. Because now the Elite is complete, baby. And honestly, if you don't believe me, just wait until next week when I make my in-ring debut here in AEW. And after after I prove to the world how good Adam Cole really is, you will all see how elite I really am.
Now, to me, that sounds like a cause for a celebration. And as much as I'd love to celebrate with each and every one of you, there is one thing that I really, really, really despise. That is interruptions. And at the pay-per-view, we were so unceremoniously step into the squared circle.
Bryan Danielson.
Champ, better be careful.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson in the ring, one-on-one, Kenny Omega.
Now, honestly speaking, Bryan, you were just the guy that I wanted to speak with. And if you don't mind, I'd love to cut right to brass tacks, okay?
Quick question. Do you guys want to see Bryan Danielson fight Kenny Omega?
Wow. Count me in. Same here.
Yes. But
He's telling me right now it doesn't work like that here. So let me get this straight. You're the greatest wrestler who's ever lived. You talk about how everybody's not on your level. I think you're afraid to take this match because you know that I'm better than you, that I will kick your head in, and that you are not on my level.
It's rough.
Omega takes his jacket off. And goes for a swing. Bryan takes him right down into the bell lock. Gets it on. He's getting spread by Brandon Cutler. Everyone's kicking on him, and he's not falling off immediately. So he's just, and they start beating him up. Here comes the Jurassic Express. Here comes Christian Cage. Here comes Frankie Kazarian. And Marco Stunt, who goes right after Brandon Cutler, which that's hilarious. Adam Cole and, of course, Jungle Boy looks to be a match coming up very soon. Not next week, though. But that's who Jungle Boy goes for immediately. Marco Stunt gets thrown onto the Young Bucks. The Good Brothers get hit with a tope suicida. Axe kick to Adam Cole from Frankie Kazarian. And poor Brandon Cutler left by himself. Oh, poor Brandon Cutler. Everyone's staring him down. And the mic is... He's got to be in the elite camera. Bryan backs up, charges forward, running knee, and everyone gets to celebrate. And that is fantastic. Now, Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, yes, I want to see that match. But not while Kenny Omega's champion. Not while he's champion. Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page has got to be where we go next. Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page should be where we go for the championship. Who beats the champion? Hangman. Then, Revolution next year, I would have Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega, one-on-one. But to tease it, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Now, on Friday, which is all being taped tonight because it is not a live show on Friday, Andrade versus Pac, Max Caster versus Brian Pillman Jr., Darby Allin versus and Sting respond to Tully Blanchard, Ruby Soho, Riho, and Chris Statlander versus the champion Jamie Hayter and Rebel. I'm calling it now. Rebel probably takes the pinfall because that's her role. Next week, Adam Cole will be taking on Frankie Kazarian in his in-ring debut. Jay Cargill with Mark Sterling will take on the legit Layla Hirsch. And Darby Allin with Sting takes on Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard, and we go. So next week's show, you got Adam Cole versus Frankie Kazarian. That's all you need, in my opinion, baby. Next week, of course, is going to be in the Prudential Center where we were supposed to be last year for Blood and Guts, with Brody Lee making his debut in his hometown. Unfortunately, the COVID crap happened, and we're making that debut here next week. And, of course, the stadium show next 2 weeks from now, which will be Malachi Black versus Cody, and apparently Brian Pillman Jr. versus MJF. Minoru Suzuki versus Jon Moxley. This match, in my opinion, just did not get much time. But it's these two guys beating the living shit out of each other. Like, the crowd was... And like, honestly, we came back from commercial break during this match. You didn't get to see most of the match. It was in the commercial. And the crowd just seemed deadish for a bit. And then Moxley bit Minoru Suzuki on the head. And the crowd woke up. Minoru Suzuki did the same thing. They eventually get down on both guys on their knees, just beating the fuck out of each other. Minoru Suzuki's eyes bleeding. He's bleeding. He has like a splash of blood all over his eye area. It was crazy. And in the end, Death Rider 1, 2, 3, Jon Moxley picks up the win over Minoru Suzuki. As the show is coming to an end, he goes out to the crowd to celebrate with his people. He is from Cincinnati, Ohio. He may live in Vegas right now with Renee, but he was born and raised in Cincinnati. So they got about 2-3 minutes of him going into the crowd celebrating. I was thinking, this just seems like this is a lot of time left. They could have had somebody attack him, set something up for a later event, but no. Just him celebrating, and that's all is that. So that was the AEW review. Now, there was news that came out yesterday. I need to talk about this because it's the talk of the town. Kevin Owens might be on his way out from WWE coming soon. His contract apparently comes up January 31st of 2022. And apparently there are top people in WWE who expect Kevin Owens to be, see you bye, I'm not coming back. So, here's my thing about this. If you have top officials in your company feeling like this guy's not gonna come back, what does that say about all this? What does that say about Kevin Owens, about how much they value Kevin Owens? If Kevin Owens was a valuable commodity to WWE's management, they would be going to him. They'd be knocking on his door, wherever he's staying, whatever hotel he's staying at, because SmackDown's in 2 days, and they would be like, we need you to have a contract talk with Vince McMahon right now, and get a contract ironed out for 3 to 5 years or whatever. If they just feel like this guy is going to be leaving, and they're not even going to get an effort in on him, they should just release him. Release Jeff Hardy because of the disrespect you're showing him. Release Kevin Owens because if you're not even going to give an effort to try and keep him, why even keep him on the books? You let him go, 90 days from now, he's done, you don't have to worry about it. If you don't see any value in him, why are you going to keep him for the length of his contract? It makes no fucking sense. This company just, they don't care. But Kevin Owens, apparently Sami Zayn's contract also is coming up in December of this year, so El Generico might be making an appearance again. Who knows? But Kevin Steen could be making his trip to AEW in January, which is fine, because if we don't bring anybody else in the rest of the year outside of probably Wyndham, which, again, I don't think Wyndham's coming to AEW. There's no reason to have him come to AEW. He doesn't, his fit would be Impact Wrestling, in my opinion, because the shit that he does and he likes to do creatively is more of an Impact Wrestling style than an AEW style. But let me know in the comment section what you thought of tonight's show. It just felt like it breezed by, and here I am talking about it, and it's over. But hit that subscribe button, comment down below, or dislike this video. Find me on Minds at the France Club, find me on twitch.tv/the France Club, and find me on Instagram at the France Club. And I will see you guys on Friday with SmackDown and Rampage. Until then, mine is the France, and I'll see you guys later.